Have you ever considered setting up Prime exclusive discounts? Or do you even know whether or not you should? If so, this video is probably for you. My name is Aaron Farrell with Sellozo, and in today's video, I'm not only going to be talking about how you can go about setting up the Prime exclusive discounts, but also the reasoning and rationale behind setting up these types of promotional campaigns. So let's go ahead and hop into it and get started. Okay, so before we get into the how, let's talk about the why. So why exactly would you want to set up something that is a Prime exclusive discount for Amazon Prime members? Well, if you go to Google and do a simple search about the conversion rate for Amazon FBA Prime members, you'll be able to find out that it's at around 74%, which is insane. So in essence, this is meaning that out of 100 people that end up going to your listing, if they're Amazon Prime members, 74 of those people are actually making a purchase on that product that they're landing on. Whereas a standard Amazon shopper that's non-Prime converts at around 13%. So in relation to out of 100 people, that's only about 13 people out of 100. So you can see the massive change between someone that's not an Amazon Prime member and someone that is an Amazon Prime member. And even this other article, it's saying on average is 10 to 15%, so a little bit different than the 13% mentioned here. But in any measure, you're looking at probably about a 7x higher conversion rate once they're landing on your Amazon FBA product. And it's pretty crazy because I've looked at a lot of these videos on YouTube and I haven't really seen a lot of people breaking down why exactly you would want to try to implement a strategy like this. And this is kind of the rationale behind it, right? Like, it may not work in every single case. There may be certain products, niches that differ severely, or even in particular niches there might be different results for different products, but that's what marketing is all about. It's about testing and seeing what exactly works, what does better, what does worse, and then turning up what's working, turning down what isn't working so well. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and hop into basically the criteria of setting up the Prime exclusive discount. So any product that you're offering Prime shipping with, you're able to go ahead and sign up, for this Prime exclusive discount, assuming you meet the other criteria, which is that the product is in new condition. Also, the product that you're offering, it either has to have a average of a 3-star rating or no rating. So this may be even a good strategy for someone that's going ahead and starting a product launch to go ahead and incentivize the people that are much more likely to buy your product through Amazon Prime and give them a little bit of a discount to go ahead and make that purchase, especially when you're trying to get started and you maybe don't have any reviews yet. The other thing to consider though is that the discount must be at least 10% off the non-member, non-promotional price, which is what's offered to everyone that's a non-Prime member. So for an example, if a product's $19.99, then you have to discount at least $1.99 off that product, or 10%. The only other restrictions is that it's not a restricted product, offensive, embarrassing, or inappropriate. And yeah, it just has to follow the customer product reviews policy, which they've got linked here. And I can go ahead and link this article as well down in the description below for you guys so you can read into it a little bit further. But let's go ahead and hop into the Prime Day also. So if you're trying to set this up for Prime Day that is coming this year in the future, then you have to make sure that you fit in these particular criteria. So it's a little bit different than the standard criteria that you have to follow. For example, it's saying that it must be at least a 4 seller feedback rating, and essentially it must have at least a 3.5-star rating or no rating, interestingly enough. And then the discount must be at least 20% off the non-member price. So rather than the 10%, it has to be 20%. But this is just, again, for Prime Day. And then it says Prime exclusive discount price must beat the lowest price for that particular ASIN or that particular product in the last 30 days by 5%, so it must beat that price by 5%. And yeah, let's go ahead and hop into setting it up now. So once you're in Seller Central, all you want to do is go to advertising and go down to prime exclusive discounts. And once you've done that, you'll get to a page like this, and you would hit create discount. I've actually already created just a test right here, so I'm going to click into this, and this is the same screen that you'll see when you create a new campaign, so don't worry about that. But in essence, all you have to do, you just have to name this particular discount. So if you're doing this certain promotion, let's say it's for a holiday, you could put that in this name field, or really just anything that's going to allow you to reference it in terms of that particular promotion that you're running, to be able to take a look at the results and how everything's doing. And then next, you're just going to select a particular start date, which I've already selected 2/23, which as of recording this video is actually tomorrow. And then I've got the discount end date for 2/23 also at 11:59 p.m. So in essence, it says right here, discount duration is 23 hours, 59 minutes, but you can set it obviously to whatever you want, whatever start date from the drop down calendar, and whatever end date and end time that you want to do. And once you've done this, you'll just simply go to save and add new products. And now you're presented with two different options. So you can either enter the details manually on this page, and you can see you can just add additional products here, additional SKUs if you need it, or you can do the upload. So just to start off, I'm just going to go through a simple addition of a discount here. So I've already got a SKU copied that I'm pasting in here. And then now we've got an option of the discount type. So you can either do an amount off, a percentage off, or a fixed price. So generally speaking, I like to do more or less an amount off versus a percentage off, and probably over just a fixed price as well. Because psychologically speaking, at least, if someone is seeing a product, let's say it is $19.99, and then you say it is 10% off, well, people often may not be able to do the math quickly in their head. They start to think that they're going to have to do that math, and then all of a sudden they just exit your product and go on to another one that maybe has a dollar off amount, because it's just more simplistic for them to know right off the bat how much the product's going to cost without sitting there and doing the math. Now, I will say one exception for this is if you're going to do a very significant discount. So let's say your product is $19.99 and you're going to give 50% off. Well, that may sound more significant than $10 off, but at the same time, still something to maybe test. But generally speaking, especially on a lower discount amount, you'll want to make sure to try to opt in for the amount off versus that percentage off. At least that's my suggestion, but your mileage may vary. So in essence, after that, you're just going to go ahead and select the prime discount amount. So in this example, I'm going to say $2 off, and this minimum price. So this is something where I've seen a bunch of tutorials out there, and they're not really going into what exactly this minimum price is. And in essence, this is just the amount at minimum that it could sell for. So let's say you went ahead and set up another discount on accident, and then all of a sudden that prime discount came in and it actually took off another $2 after you already had it on sale for $16.99. Well, now all of a sudden you're on the line for that because you didn't set a minimum price. So that's why it's really important to set that minimum price. So let's say, for this example, as we've been using a price of $19.99, and we're taking off $2. So $19.99 minus $2 is going to be $17.99, and that's going to be the minimum price that we're going to let it go for. We're not going to have to worry once we set this up. Now in this operation, you're just going to want to leave it at add. I think for these particular other options, it's if you wanted to go in after the fact and edit, like let's say you wanted to update something, or if you wanted to delete a SKU, you could go in here and do that. But for now, just going to utilize the operation of add, and then we'll go ahead and click on validate product. And now basically, well, this is a actual bundle here, so bundles actually aren't supported, but this is the end screen that you'll actually get to once you set it up. And you'll see the SKU here, and then it will list your ASIN under here. It will validate that your discount type is the amount off, for example, and it's actually just saying right here it must be at least 10%, kind of like what we were mentioning before, and that they could suppress it if you're not following the guidelines. So make sure that you are following those guidelines that are mentioned, so that way that discount doesn't disappear off your listing. But once you've got to this page, all you have to do is click on submit discounts, and then you're good to go. And it should start, shortly after submitting, once Amazon goes through and approves everything. And then last but not least, I'm just going to hop over to this spreadsheet, which is the manual way of doing it. Let's say if you had a bunch of different products that you wanted to add and you didn't want to do it through the graphical user interface on Amazon. Basically, I'm going to go back to this screen real quick so that way you can see how you can get this particular spreadsheet. So when you're going in here, instead of clicking on enter details, you actually want to select the option to upload a file, and then you can click on this view upload template, and it will actually download an Excel version of this particular spreadsheet that you need. But for my instance here, I'm actually using Google Sheets, which I just imported, and it pretty much pulled in all the information, so that way I don't have to use a spreadsheet application on my computer. So basically, once you're here though, all you have to do is fill in that same SKU, select that same discount type, which is a drop down, just like it was on the graphical user interface. And if you remember, we did amount off and then price discount, $2, lowest possible price, $17.99. And then we're going to say add, which this is a drop down, which is A in this particular spreadsheet. And then once you're done with that, it shows you right here, basically, getting this particular information. And then it says we recommend starting off by adding 10 to 15 or fewer products just for testing purposes. So basically, they're just saying don't go in there and set up 1,000 and then try to upload it without making sure that you've at least filled in correctly. But yeah, so once you've done this, you can just go to file and then download, and then you can download it as a comma separated values file. And once you've got that file, you would go over here to Amazon, and then you'd choose that file and you would upload it and then hit validate products, just the way that you did in the other previous example where you entered the details. So I believe on this particular upload, it will submit a CSV, but if it doesn't, just in case, you can go to file, download, and then you could actually select a Microsoft Excel file if it pushes you into doing that. Yeah, in essence, this is the way that you go about setting up Prime exclusive discounts to get in front of those ideal customers, those that are going to convert at a much higher rate, which will probably in turn help your overall sales, your overall conversions, and probably most likely your pay-per-click advertising. So if you've watched up until this point of the video, I really appreciate you guys watching. If you could, just go ahead and give us a like, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so that way you can be notified for all the videos that we're going to be dropping on this channel. And we're on our road as of recording this video to 1,000, so every subscriber that we get means a ton to us, and we want to just keep growing and growing this channel. So thanks again for watching, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Peace.